like, what does your client outreach approach look like, and what does that onboarding process look like for like the bigger client as well? So two different bits. So deal with the client outreach first, because I think that's one thing that a lot of small business owners get stuck on, and then just to give people an insight as to what it looks like to win a 7-figure contract, like what the steps that you had to go through to eventually win that client.
Early days, and we still do a wide variety of outbound and inbound sales processing. So what do they look like? So we do a lot on social media, and the early days of my business, I remember I was working for a large FM company and started a business on the side as that's the sensible thing to do, right? I know these gurus online tell you to go all in and just do your passion.
Burn your boats, that's it. Yeah. No turning back.
I understand the logic behind it. We wouldn't recommend it. Quite calm if you're on the street. So I was working both, and I used to do an outbound via LinkedIn, which is how we were introduced to each other. So I would literally send office managers messages on LinkedIn, and it was a bit of a scattergun approach, don't get me wrong, but that gave leads, and we got some business out of it. So social media is a big one, and one I'm a big advocate for a number of reasons. Outbound marketing, so simple email marketing campaigns, quite often early days and still do now. Now it's a little bit more sporadic because our customer has changed. When we were first starting with no revenue, you would, if Harry had an office down that needed 2 hours cleaning just on a Friday, we would take business like that. But as we did. So email marketing is another big one. One that we actually spend quite money on now is SEO, search engine optimization, making sure our website is the top of Google, which we've got a lot of domain authority now, so we a lot of customers come to us, which is the ultimate goal, right? Because as we and the sales process, and this is something that I get the audience to just be conscious of, is when you're running a business, you wear many different hats, and the cleaner might call sick and contract for a week. And what that does, it brings peaks and troughs in the sales process. So making sure you've got your email campaigns, you've got your inbound stuff coming in by SEO, give you constant stuff coming in, even if you're not doing anything outbound. Basically, if you stop, you don't want your leads to stop coming in, because then you're going to be super and then it's quiet, and you're always going to have them up. So making sure your website ranks well is a big one. Get bigger contracts is probably a lot that people ask me when I deal with business owners that are maybe slightly low, and we're not big by any stretch of the imagination. There are tender portals out there which are generally larger cleaning contracts. But our biggest via SEO, so they have effectively come to us on all occasions, which is unusual, to be honest. So definitely make sure your website is super up to date. We're actually next year recruiting for our first sales, business development manager. So they will then have to grow up. It's a bit of a scattergun approach. Make sure your website's okay. Get some email campaigns going. Try to use social media and reach out to people. Don't get me wrong, out of 10, you'll probably get one reply, but you've just got to keep going with it. Don't be scared of anyone on LinkedIn saying, in sales emails. It's a tool at the end of the day, and you've got to utilize it.